Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by our little spot to hang out with us today. Your support helps us reach good people like yourself. So with that said, why are we afraid of clowns? It's one of those questions that seems silly at first glance, but dig a little deeper and you'll uncover layers of psychology, history, and culture that make perfect sense. Clowns are designed to be fun, whimsical figures. Think oversized shoes, colorful wigs, and that signature painted grin. They're supposed to evoke laughter and joy, especially at circuses, parties, or parades. Yet for millions of people worldwide, the mere sight of a clown triggers unease, anxiety, or outright terror. This fear, formerly known as Coulrophobia, isn't just a quirky aversion. It's a widespread phenomenon rooted in our brains, our experiences, and even our entertainment. Today we're going to unpack this mystery step by step, exploring why these supposed harbingers of happiness often leave us feeling anything but happy. Buckle up, because by the end you might see clowns in a whole new light, or perhaps avoid them even more. Let's kick things off with the science of fear itself. Fear is an evolutionary tool hardwired into our brains to protect us from danger. When something doesn't fit neatly into our mental categories, our amygdala, the brain's fear center, lights up like a Christmas tree. Clowns fall into this gray area perfectly. They're human, but not quite. Their exaggerated features like bulbous red noses, stark white faces, and perpetually arched eyebrows distort the familiar human form. This leads us straight into the concept of the uncanny valley, a theory proposed by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori in 1970. The uncanny valley suggests that as something becomes more human-like without being fully human, our comfort level drops dramatically. We feel revulsion or fear because it mimics us too closely, but falls short in subtle, eerie ways. A clown's makeup acts like a mask that hides true expressions while forcing an artificial one, making our instincts scream, "Something's not right here." It's the same reason hyper-realistic dolls or CGI characters in movies can creep us out. They're close enough to real to fool us momentarily, but the discrepancies trigger alarm bells. Building on that, clowns embody unpredictability, which is another massive fear trigger. Human survival has always depended on predicting behaviors in our environment. We thrive on patterns and reliability. But clowns? They're the antithesis of that. Their entire shtick revolves around chaos. Sudden honks from a horn, pies in the face, slapstick falls, or bizarre magic tricks that defy logic. In a controlled setting like a circus, this can be hilarious. But remove the context and it feels threatening. Imagine encountering a clown in a dimly lit street at night. Would you laugh or run? Our primal brain interprets unpredictability as potential danger, a holdover from when surprises could mean predators or rivals. Psychologists note that this ties into ambiguity aversion, where we dislike uncertainty. Clowns blur the line between playful and menacing, leaving us on edge, wondering if the next joke will cross into harm. Now let's dive into the cultural and historical baggage clowns carry. Believe it or not, clowns aren't a modern invention. Their roots trace back thousands of years to ancient civilizations. In ancient Egypt, there were dwarf performers who entertained pharaohs with exaggerated antics. Greek and Roman theater featured comic figures like the Stupidus or Sanio, who wore masks and mocked societal norms. Medieval jesters in Europe were allowed to speak truth to power under the guise of humor, often wearing bells and motley outfits to signify their fool status. But here's the twist. These early clowns weren't always benign. They could be subversive, chaotic, or even demonic in folklore. Think of the Harlequin from Commedia dell'arte, a trickster who was clever, mischievous, and sometimes malevolent. Fast forward to the 19th century, and the modern circus clown emerges, popularized by figures like Joseph Grimaldi in England, whose Joey character combined pathos with comedy. Yet even then, clowns often portrayed sadness or grotesqueness beneath the laughs, hinting at deeper unease. This historical duality, clowns as both entertainers and outsiders, plants seeds of distrust that persist today. Pop culture has amplified this fear exponentially, turning clowns into horror icons. Stephen King's 1986 novel, It, introduced Pennywise, a shape-shifting entity that manifests as a clown to lure children. The 1990 miniseries and later films seared that image into our collective psyche, Pennywise's toothy grin and balloon offerings became synonymous with nightmare fuel. But King wasn't the first. John Wayne Gacy, the real-life serial killer who performed as Pogo the Clown in the 1970s, blurred the lines between fiction and reality, making headlines that linked clowns to unimaginable evil. Movies like Poltergeist, 1982, featured a possessed clown doll attacking a child, while Killer Clowns from Outer Space, 1988, turned them into alien invaders. More recently, films such as Joker, 2019, explored the dark side of clown makeup as a symbol of societal breakdown. Even in non-horror contexts like Batman's nemesis, the Joker, clowns represent anarchy and madness. This media saturation conditions us from a young age. Clowns aren't safe, they're symbols of hidden threats. A 2008 study by the University of Sheffield found that children overwhelmingly dislike clown imagery in hospitals, associating it with fear rather than cheer. Childhood encounters play a pivotal role too. Many people's first brush with clowns happens at impressionable ages: birthday parties, carnivals, or school events. For a toddler, an adult in garish makeup towering over them can be overwhelming. The forced interaction, like being pulled into a magic trick or having a balloon animal thrust at you, might feel invasive. If the experience turns negative, say the clown's loud voice startles the child or the makeup seems monstrous up close, it imprints a lasting phobia. Developmental psychologists explain this through classical conditioning, where a neutral stimulus, the clown, pairs with a negative emotion, fear, creating an automatic response. Over time, even photos of clowns can evoke that same dread. Interestingly, a survey by Voucher Codes Pro in 2016 revealed that over 40% of Brits admitted to coulrophobia, with many tracing it back to childhood traumas. Another layer is the psychology of masks and hidden identities. Humans are social creatures who rely on facial cues to build trust. We scan eyes for sincerity, mouths for smiles, and overall expressions for intent. Clown makeup obliterates this. The painted-on smile is static, unchanging regardless of the performer's real emotions. This creates cognitive dissonance. We can't tell if the clown is genuinely happy, angry, or something worse. It's like talking to someone wearing a perpetual mask, which evolutionary biology links to danger signals. Masks have historically been used in rituals, warfare, and deception, from tribal ceremonies to anonymous criminals. Clowns tap into that archetype, making us subconsciously question, what's behind the facade? Are they hiding malice? This uncertainty fuels paranoia, especially in vulnerable settings. On a clinical level, coulrophobia is recognized as a specific phobia in the DSM-5, treatable through exposure therapy or cognitive behavioral techniques. But why does it affect so many? A 2023 study from the University of South Wales polled over 900 people and found clowns ranked higher in scariness than spiders or needles for many. Researchers attributed it to a perfect storm of factors: the uncanny appearance, unpredictable behavior, negative media portrayals, and personal experiences. Even cross-culturally, clowns evoke similar responses. In Japan, for instance, the Pierrot figure carries melancholic undertones, while in some indigenous cultures, trickster spirits share clown-like traits that blend humor with fear. Modern events haven't helped. The 2016 creepy clown craze saw pranksters dressing as clowns to terrorize communities, leading to arrests and widespread panic. Social media amplified these sightings, turning isolated incidents into global hysteria. It reinforced that clowns can be tools for real intimidation, not just fiction. So is the fear of clowns justified? In a rational sense, no. Most clowns are harmless performers. But emotionally and psychologically, yes, it's a cocktail of innate instincts, learned associations, and societal influences. Clowns straddle the line between joy and dread, and for those wired a certain way, they tip firmly into the latter. Next time you spot a clown, remember, your fear might be more normal than you think. It's our brains doing what they do best, protecting us from the unknown. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. I have more videos, so feel free to watch them as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. See you in the next video.